To move. So if you have some time, we can go and you can share the
All right, everybody, we are at 9 o'clock. We are live on Facebook with a couple of folks, but we have enough people here. Thank you for being here to have a quorum. Let's start off with a prayer for our common life together as a parish. The Lord be with you. Let's pray. Almighty God, we thank you for entrusting us with the leadership and the movement of this parish. Thank you for all that are here gathered. Thank you for those that gathered with us virtually today. Help us to make decisions that will lead our parish into the glory of your coming kingdom. This we ask in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right, y'all. Again, thank you, and welcome to the 2022 annual parish meeting of St. Columb Episcopal Church here in beautiful Richmond, Mississippi. Thanks for being with us in person, and again, thanks for being here online. As rector of the parish, I am chair of the meeting, and I want to take a look at our agenda first. So we're going to call to order in just a moment. We're going to do an approval of the minutes, and if you want to sheet and look in your, as I'm talking, you can go ahead and sheet and look back at the minutes, the meeting summary on page 20, and after that, the meeting minutes. No, it's really just a meeting summary there that you can see of the vestry meeting. And yeah, so that's what we will do. We'll look at those, and if there are any changes that need to be made, you can let me know. And then we will do some vestry elections. Thanks for those who are running for vestry. And thank you for those that submitted reports. You can find reports there in the booklet of the annual parish meeting as well. And then we will adjourn. And hopefully we'll have plenty of time to get over and be ready for church and do some worship as a celebration of all our new folks that are elected. So let's look at the first thing that I need to do is appoint a clerk. And Assignment Times 2022, our clerk is currently sitting on Facebook with us, and she's watching with us, and she's going to take notes from her couch. And I can tell you that she's very good at it because she's done vestry meetings too, as we've met online and hybrid version. So thank you to Sarah again, who is our appointed clerk for the vestry meeting. So I'd like to appoint her. If we can get her to confirm that she's there on Facebook, she's already there. She's already said
she said good morning.
Hey, she said good morning. She's with us. Great. So I declare that she's appointed the clerk. Next, I see that we have 20 people, so I declare that we have a quorum. And just a word on procedure. For all elections and approvals, I will call for a motion as the chair, and I will need someone to say so moved. I have appointed Tom Williams as the so moved guy. But if anyone else is moved by the Spirit to say so moved, so we will need a motion, we'll need a second. I'll call for a vote, aye or nay. If I hear some nays and it feels like we've got enough, then I'll call for a second vote by count, raising hands, or by comments on Facebook. Right? That should be fun. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. And then I want to say that we have a clerk present, we have a quorum in place, and a little bit of the procedure explained. So, call this meeting of the annual parish meeting of St. Columb to order. All right. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to approve the minutes of the parish meeting from last year. And if you look on page 20 of your booklet, you can see that there's a list of the meetings that happened in the vestry. You can also see that in this booklet, I do not have the minutes from the last annual parish meeting. They are on page 2. Thank you.
CJ.
You saved me in that moment. I was a fish out of water for just a second there. This is why you need church and community. Yes, sir.
And Sarah says to make sure that you know, that let her know who moves and who seconds. So
Yeah, I'll say who's seconds so Sarah can hear that now. Good. All right. So yes, thank you. On page 2, you will see the minutes and the minutes of the annual parish meeting from last year. That should be January 23rd, 2021. So if you will look through there, it goes through all the things that we did. We declared quorum, as we just did. We approved minutes last year as well. And if there's anything that you see that's misspelled, or maybe anything that you think needs to be corrected, I'll give it a second. The date, should be, it says it there in the middle, Wednesday, January 27, 21.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented.
All right, a motion from, thank you, from Joy to accept. All right, second from Arrington. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hey, we got our first thing done. All right, thank you for approving the minutes. Now let's move on then to our vestry elections. And the first thing that we should do is we should acknowledge those that have served their full term. And so if I can get Sharon, Donna, and Tim, if y'all are here, can y'all come to the front? These are our 3 vestry members who have served a full 3-year term, who are now rotating off. And I just want to acknowledge them with a gift and a raucous round of applause, which should begin now. Cool. All right, let me check what name got on there, because clearly I have got too many things going on in my life at this particular moment. There you are. That's you.
Thank you.
See, they're so patient with me, vestry at all times. I'm very thankful for it. All right. Take a breath here. All right, so thank you to them for their full service, and thank you to our vestry clerk, who we're going to have to make a louder noise so that she can hear us on Facebook. Sarah, again, thank you for 3 years, more than 3 years. There it is. Outgoing vestry clerk, thank you to Sarah. And finally, we want to thank our outgoing junior warden, who is here with us. Please stand and be recognized, and come to the front, and I will look and make sure that I give you the correct gift this time.
All right, one more time for Arrington. The place looks great. Look at this place.
Real quick, CJ, everybody's saying they're getting a distinct echo. What can I do to fix that? Or is there anything I can do? I got this all turned down, so.
Yeah, you just want to make sure there's only one. If you can turn all of that down, and make sure that there's only one audio signal in the OBS. And nothing else on it. Sorry for the echo, everybody on Facebook. Here we go. We'll hope to get that fixed. All right, and so then, I just want to say a couple of things about the voting procedure first before we start. Who can vote? Anybody that is the age of 16 who is a communicant in good standing. So what that means, communicant means that you have taken communion at least at Christmas and Easter and beyond. So if you've taken communion at least twice in a year, you're good, and you're in good standing. That means you're known by the treasurer. You made a gift to the church before in your past. So communicant in good standing. We don't have any election officials here. So what we're going on is the honor code, and just don't forget that we are in a church here, folks. So use your heart and mind and your conscience to make a decision about your voting. So, just a word, and before we get started, we want to pray one more time, and I want to pray for the Holy Spirit to be with us as we elect our folks and as we go through this voting process. And so let's do that one more time, that God may be with us, and especially with me as I lead this meeting. The Lord be with you. Let us pray. Almighty God, send your Spirit upon us, that we may faithfully discern the way forward as a parish. We know that this parish has had a rich history of celebration and joy, and also challenge, and things that have been conflicts to overcome, and suffering that has been triumphed over. Help us, Lord, in this time as we call upon your Spirit, and strengthen us to do the work that we are given to do as a parish in this year, moving forward into the glory of your kingdom. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Thank you. All right, so the first thing that we need to do, the nominees are Doris Carpenter has thankfully put herself up, and her talents and skills as a teacher, she's going to bring them to us as a vestry clerk. She has graciously put herself up for nomination. She is the only nominee for this position, and I am required by our bylaws to ask if there are any other nominees from the floor. Speak now or forever hold your peace. All right. So hearing none, the chair will now accept a motion for the election of Doris Carpenter to the position of vestry clerk by acclamation. All right. Jim Woodrick has moved for the motion to elect Doris. Is there a second? I saw Sharon in the corner of my eye. I'm going to get to you, Tom, I promise. You're my so moved guy. All right, so second by Sharon Stewart. All in favor? Any opposed? Congratulations, Doris. Our new vestry clerk. Look, she's got her pen and she's got paper right now. She's ready for this moment. Fantastic. All right, our next position will be junior warden. And of course, the junior warden is the person who oversees the physical plant and the maintenance of it. And we're thankful again for Arrington, who has served his position duly. And we need to elect a new junior warden to a 2-year term. Matthew Gwynn has put himself up for nomination. And Matthew has some great experience with maintaining physical plants. And so I'm very excited for Matthew potentially to be with us as our junior warden. Are there any other nominations from the floor? Okay. Hearing none, the chair moves, I should say, that we elect Matthew Gwynn as junior warden by acclamation. Robin? I heard a so moved. I heard Robin say so moved. Robin Gorley said so moved. I heard a second from Chris Mink. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hey, Matthew. Congratulations. Can you stand up, Matthew, so we can recognize you? All right, there he is. That's the guy you go to if you got any problems with the way things look. All right, good. Now we know that. Not me, right? Okay. Okay, so next we will... because we have elected Matthew is on the vestry, and Matthew now moving off of the vestry, we have with us a special 2-year term to finish out Matthew's term on the vestry. And Bethany Cully McGehee has graciously put herself up for this special 2-year term, reminding her that, it's only 2 years this time. She was thankful for that. And so anyway, thank you, Bethany, for putting yourself up for this special position to finish out Matthew's term. Are there any other nominations for this special 2-year term from the floor? All right. Hearing none, the chair moves that we elect Bethany Cully McGehee to this special 2-year term on the vestry by acclamation. I need a so moved. I'm going to get Tom on the so moved because he's my so moved guy. Thank you back there. Can I get a second? All right, second from Mike McGehee. Thank you. All right, all in favor? Any opposed? Wonderful. Thank you, Bethany. Congratulations. Welcome to the vestry. Welcome to the vestry. Thank you so much. All right, and because it's a fun year, we've got one more special term to elect. Kelly Ingebretson. Kelly, can you stand for me? I'm sorry, Bethany, I didn't get you to stand. We all know who you are. But Kelly, thank you again for putting yourself up for this position. If you will remember, we asked Kelly to be on the vestry after Elise Stewart withdrew from the vestry mid-year. And our bylaws say that she's got to finish the rest of this year and then go to annual parish meeting and be elected again to finish out the term, which will be one more year. So this is a special election to one more year on the vestry for Kelly Ingebretson. So are there any other nominations for that one-year special election? Okay, hearing none. The chair moves to elect Kelly Ingebretson to a special one-year term on the vestry. Thank you. Arrington so moves. Thank you, Chris, as a second. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, thank you. Kelly, welcome back. All right, and now we have our three folks who have put themselves up for full 3-year terms. And these are some wonderful nominees. I'm very thankful for their willingness to serve. So can we get Cy Tandy? I'm stealing that from Chris over here. That's his joke. Oh, Mary Margaret's joke? Okay, can you stand up for us, Cy, so that we can see you? There you are. All right, Mariella, can you stand up? And Kelly, can you stand up, please? And let's thank them for putting themselves up. All right, thank you. Y'all may be seated. Are there any other nominees for this full 3-year term from the floor? Okay, hearing none, I will entertain a motion to accept the election of Kelly, Cy, and Mariella to the vestry by acclamation. All right, Jim got us so moved. Can I get a second? All right, Donna, second. All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. All right. So now we get to hear what they've gotten themselves into. All right. So this is my report. There's a copy of my report that you can find in the booklet, which I'm going to go from too. So if you'd like to read along as I go, you can, or you can read it later. 2021 was not 2020, but not 2019 either, was it? In many ways, this year was the year that the church experienced in the same way that the world did, a year of ups and downs, of expanding and contracting, if you know what I mean, and getting kind of back to normal, but then pulling back again. It brought us some of the joys we had longed for in being back in person and celebrations as a holy community, and yet it also reminded us that the challenge still exists for us to remain together in an ongoing pandemic. So as we close and look back on 2021, I want to look at the challenges we've met and the challenges that are to come. Let's look at 2021. Here are some positive things. Overall, we increased giving in 2021. I want y'all to hear that. We increased our giving in 2021. Now, for full disclosure, there we go. Look, for full disclosure, our pledges were down in terms of pledging units, down just a little bit. Around 400,000 is where we were. We were about 410 the year before. But overall, in our general contributions, pledging and beyond for 2021, we were up. And then I want to tell you all about a very special gift that came from an anonymous donor at the end of the year. We had a woman that entered into my church office and said, my mother and I have been driving by St. Column's on our way to St. Catherine's for years now, and every time, without fail, when we drive by, my mother says, they need something green out front. They need something green out front. And so what she did was make a memorial gift in honor for her mother for us to improve our landscaping, a gift of $20,000, which was amazing. Yeah, really. Looking forward to more days like that in my office, right? And so we're going to put a committee together of our folks that are gifted in landscaping design, and we're going to put that money to use, and we're going to give ourselves a facelift out front. So you can look forward to that in the coming year, some new life and new energy for us, thanks to that wonderful gift. The next thing I want to say is that we had increased attendance from 2020, and this is good because we had more in-person services, right? So there was more folks attending. Can you guess which service was the most well attended in 2021? Do you know, Kathy? Is that why you're laughing? I mean, the obvious guesses would be, right, Easter, right, maybe Christmas, right? It was actually Mother's Day, all right? So Mother's Day for us was our biggest day, with about 156 folks with us on Mother's Day at the 10:30 service. So we're back. We're increased attendance. This is good. We've got new staff hires. I see Chrissy back there. Chrissy is our new choir director. We love you, Chrissy. You're doing such a great job. We've got Miss Caroline McMillan here with us as well, who is our new director of Christian Formation, doing an excellent job with things like our Eucharist, St. Nick Sunday, and all the stuff that is to come. We're excited about having Caroline with us for sure. And then we've got Jomini Clay, who is our new sexton, and I hope she's here in the evening. So if you come for an evening meeting, please take a chance to meet Jomini. She comes to us from Arrington and Entergy upon his recommendation. And y'all may have seen this in a cantor a few weeks back. You look around and you will see the Jomini touch, which is out there. She goes kind of above and beyond. And for me, she could not clean anything in the office. I'm giving something away here. And just spray whatever spray she does in there, and I would walk in there and immediately be hit by that aroma and think everything was fine. Because it's just wonderful to come in to a freshly scented office in the mornings. So Jomini is excellent. Please introduce yourself to her as you're able. All right. Church committees that we have reestablished this year. We've got committees back with new chairs and new things happening. Our church security committee, I just saw him walk in back there. Brooks Derryberry back there is our chair of our church security committee. He submitted a report to us. Thank you, Brooks, for your service and all those. You can see those in the report listed, those that are a part of that committee. If you would like to be a part of that work, please let Brooks know. We also have a church communications committee. I am going to say a little bit about that more at the end, but the chair of that committee is Kristen Gwynn, and Kristen may be with us on Facebook, but Kristen is a part of that committee, and then you can see the list of those that are also doing that good work. We've got our outreach committee reestablished with Tim McIntyre as the vestry shepherd and right now the leader of that group. And we've got our pastoral care committee with Kathy at the helm, making sure we're doing things we need to do in order to take care of our people. And then, of course, we had some new events. If y'all remember, we did the Eucharist at Halloween. It was a wonderful success, even if it was a little bit different to have Halloween costumes on at church. Thank you for embracing that. And the taco truck eventually made it, if you recall, which was great. And so when I saw Bob May dressed as a vampire that morning, I knew it was all going to be all right. So thank you, Bob. That's his normal cape? That's what he wears most times? Okay. All right. So thank you for that. As we've gotten back, we're thinking about the best time to do things, and we appreciate your feedback as far as that. Do we want to get back to Wednesday nights in 2022? Do we want to do more things on Sunday morning and after the service? So we're looking at the best time in the calendar to make moves and to do these new events as we continue to increase inviting folks. That was a very successful event at getting people who are beyond the congregation to this place and showing them what we're all about. So we want to do more of that, and we appreciate your feedback on that. Caroline and I and Chris, we've been talking about that a lot, strategizing about the best place to do these events. But I'm very thankful for the successful ones we had in 2021. All right, challenges to come. If you recall a second ago, I said that our pledging units were down. In 2020, we had 101. In 2021, we had 87. So we lost that many pledging families. And of course, you can pledge or you can just give. And there are plenty of us that give to the parish faithfully, regularly, who do not pledge. So I don't want to say that is in any way less. But the pledge, of course, is a commitment that we can use to make our budget and to be good stewards of what we have been given. So in 2022, we're going to emphasize those pledging units and get as many folks to make that commitment as we can and get those pledging numbers back up. But remembering that we still did well in our general gifts. And we want to reestablish regular meetings for the ministries of the church. And I know that the Daughters of the King enjoy. It's been great to have this space filled again in 2021. It was sadly vacant for most of 2020. This is a big space, not to have anybody in it. So we want to do more and more of that, of getting our meetings back and our ministries going again in the church. We want to improve church communications. I have tried to push Realm. I'm hitting the Realm wall, and I may just have to give in. We're going to reassess and look at that and make sure any feedback that you have, the cantor goes directly to my junk mail. How do I fix that? Or I'm not getting these Realm messages that everybody else seems to be getting. Let me know, and in the church committee, in the church communications committee, we will do the work to help that get fixed and work on our church communications. And then I said this last year, and I'm still committed to it. I want to integrate our youth more and more into the life of the church. And the first step in that is to have a youth representative with us on the vestry, to have voice in the vestry meetings and give us a perspective on their experience of church and maybe how they are being spiritually filled and how they are hoping to be spiritually filled. And so we wanted to get the youth more involved with us in the committees of the church and then also in the leadership of the church. The church has a bad habit of just saying it's Youth Sunday, this is the day that the youth do stuff, and then for the rest of the time they're not as active as they could be. So we want to do more there. Okay, finally, I want to talk about the largest challenge that we face together as a parish in the year 2022, and that is the challenge to grow. We built the building over here, as I said, in the stewardship campaign with a clear sign of our intent to be a larger parish and to fill up that nave with all the people that we could. This place in here was getting filled to the brim, and you needed more space in order to do ministry. And so there was a bold move made around 2007 with now Bishop Sage, a move to make a larger nave. And we can be clear about it. When we made that move, we took on a significant amount of debt. We took on a significant financial challenge. And the object was to grow to meet that challenge, right? And so we've had a couple of setbacks, of course. We've had leadership transitions, had a little bit of conflict in the church. We've had a pandemic, for Lord's sake, right? But now is the time. This is the year for us to do our best and meet this challenge to grow as a parish. And so our challenge really it comes in what I see as two ways. And that challenge is, first of all, for each and every one of us to go out in the world, speak to our friends, tell them about our church, how much we love it, and invite them to church. It sounds very simple, but we all know probably socially how difficult that might be. We know the people that we work with, we know our families, friends, and neighbors. We probably know where they go to church or how they think and all of those kind of things. But what if you still, despite all that, just said, hey, no pressure, just come to church, check us out, see what it's like. see why I enjoy it so much. And then maybe you could even say, and I'll go to church with you, right? And I'll see why you love your church so much. And I know that everybody in this place is here because they love St. Column's, and they love this community, and they love the way that we do things. We've got to share that, and we've got to grow this church. We're going to be, of course, from the office and from the leadership standpoint, we're going to be designing events and trying to have put the greatest experiences we can out there to draw people in, like Drawdown, like all of these wonderful Bucharists and everything like that. But in the meantime, invite a friend to church, right? We've got to grow. And then the second thing that we've got to do is we've got to give more. The second challenge is to give more. And I know that that's a difficult thing to do at this day and age, but we are going to need, let me say it clearly, we are going to need a third capital campaign on this building in order to address the debt that we have at this time. We're going to need to rally again. And I spoke to the bishop this week, and he said, in his communications and as a committee, when the initial capital campaign for that building was held around 2007, they made it as clear as possible that it would take multiple campaigns in order to meet this financial challenge. We are there again, where we need to have another campaign to help us out and to help us get through this. So I have a couple of slides, a couple of things that I want to pull up to show you exactly where we are before I get to that treasurer's report. And so give me just one moment as I pull this up. All right, give me some of the comments. Well, they're mostly from B. Oh, okay, mostly from B? Okay, yeah. All right, cool. Kristen is out. Okay, good. All right, the first thing that I want to show y'all is where we are. And if you can see this, I will explain it as best as I can. What this shows is that our mortgage, when we originally began in 2007, was at $3 million. And we have had two campaigns. If you remember, the name of those campaigns was called A Time to Build, and that campaign ran from 2007 to 2012. And then we had a Journey of Faith, which is a follow-up campaign that ran from around 2011 to 2017. In the meantime, of course, if that money has been used, of course, to go into the general fund to help us pay off the mortgage, but we've also had directly coming out of the general fund beyond that money, and especially in the years 2018 to present, we have been using the money in the general fund to meet our mortgage payment. And just to give you an idea of what we spend every month, in principal, we spend $12,000 a month, and in interest, we spend $6,000. That's $18,000 a month that comes out. That's about $225,000 a year that comes out in order to pay the mortgage each year. So that's a significant challenge, right? And it's something that we've been amazing that we are in the position we are only because of y'all and your generous gifts from this time forward, and we still have this challenge going forward to continue to meet these monthly payments every year. And David's going to tell you a little bit about where we are and how much we have left in the bank, really, to continue on given these mortgage payments, and the need for us, of course, as I've said, to do a third campaign. And just want to show you this real quick. This is the impact on the budget. And let me see if I can get it. Hey, that's a little bit nicer. All right, so this shows that general fund contributions are around $500,000. I told you that about $400,000 of that is pledged. And then we have some additional income from other accounts that are about $74,000. That brings our total income to about $574,000. And then you see, as I said, our operating expenses with the mortgage, principal, and interest total $630,000. thousand or thereabouts. And so what we've got there is that's 36% of our budget that's immediately out the door for the mortgage payment. And if you think about your home and the mortgage that you have on your home, you want it somewhere probably between 10 and 20%, right, in order to be able to maintain a budget. And so that's the kind of goal that we're looking at. If we were, some of the options that we're looking at is to refinance the loan, to put some money down on the loan so that it becomes a more manageable situation like a home mortgage situation might be. And so we're exploring those options, but I just want you to see where we are and what kind of impact that the mortgage continues to have on our common life. Yeah. Yeah, and that's going to be part of, 56,000 is about the deficit size, and that's going to be confirmed in a moment in our treasurer's report. So I'm not showing all of this to scare the bejesus out of you. I'm showing all of this to show that we've got a challenge to grow, as I've said, a challenge to take on in order to ensure that this parish grows to its potential. And we can meet this challenge by getting more people in the door and by getting more people to grow the church and give to the church. We can do it that way, but it's also going to take us increasing our own giving and getting all of those that we can, especially those who have not yet had an opportunity to give to the past capital campaigns, to give now and to be a part of the campaigns now. And so that is our challenge as we see it. And I just want to say, we are an incredibly amazing church, and when I first came to this place, I was aware of this challenge, right? And when I first came to this place, I also knew that this facility as we have it and that church as we have it is something to be proud of, is a beautiful, wonderful space to worship God, and that we've got a great community to support it. So I believe that just as St. Column's has met challenges in the past, the challenges of moving from a new spot, from West Jackson to here, challenges before that when it came to a church that was changing socially out there in the 60s and all that upheaval, if you remember. Whatever the challenges have been, St. Column's has met them, and we can do so again. And I hope that you will be with me as we move forward into 2022 and we meet these challenges. So with that, I'm going to conclude my report, and I'm going to ask for David to please come up and give us a little bit more, I promise not too much, of the numbers behind the challenges that I'm talking about. Thank you. I'm going to get out your way. Hang on.
I'm sort of thinking about in comedy clubs, when the headliner is there, they always bring somebody out first to sort of warm up the audience. Thank you, CJ, for that one. Excuse me. I will be brief. We're presenting really the results of 2021 and the budget for 2022. But I want to give a look for the bean counters in the room and the people with pocket protectors. Talk a little bit about 2020 first. If you look at 2020 in that program, we had a surplus of $18,000 in 20, and so we moved into 21 with that $71,000 deficit. What happened in 2020 was a couple of things that allowed us to have a surplus. One is we got a PPP loan, and that was $32,600 or so. And the bank had a program because of the pandemic. They would defer 90 days of debt service payments. So, and for us, that's between those two things, it was $89,000. So we had $89,000 to the good in 2020 that was part of the pandemic and went away in 21. If it had not gotten those things in 2020, the deficit would have been about $70,000 then as well. So we're sort of running in that ballpark of $70,000 deficit every year. So that was 20. 21, you can see we had Total income of $531,000 and total expenses of $600,000, so that $70,000 deficit that was there. Moving into the budget for 2022, again, about $500,000 in general contributions with some other contributions coming in, so total revenues of $574, and looking at that $630,000 worth of expenses for a $56,000 deficit. Now, what caused that to go down was this $20,000 landscaping donation that came in. Now, we've got budgeted money going out as well for that because it is a restricted donation, and we'll stick with that obligation. So that's what it looks like for 2022. Bottom part of that page is sort of a look at what our cash balances have been and what they are and what I have projected it to be at the end of 22. So at the end of 21, we had about $300,000 in cash from all sources. You can see the list down there. Some of it belongs to Iowa House. Some of it belongs to the Men's Club. But a big part of it was funding our future. We've all made contributions toward that. And I have projected at the end of this year, 22, a balance of $187,000 from all sources. So the balance is declining. Some people get a little uncomfortable with that, but we still have a good cash balance. It gives us, $187,000 would represent probably 2 years of easy, well, not easy, but we could fund the deficit with that. So past campaigns, funding our future, it's basically funding those deficits. But that money is kind of trickling down to a little bit, which brings us back to somewhere along the way, the next 12 to 18 months, we're looking at a capital campaign to build up the cash reserves, possibly pay down the mortgage, maybe refinance the mortgage. We're in just early talks about the best approach to attacking this burden on there. Glad to answer any questions. Chris.
I just want to make sure I understand before that we hear you that you say we have 2 years. If we do nothing, that this will.
Yeah, if nothing else changes, and the 2 years is 23 and 24. Yeah, if nothing else changes, we could probably get to there. If nothing else changes, somewhere along the way, about 23 or so, everybody's going to start to get a little nervous. Okay. All good? Okay, thanks.
All right, just very quickly before we move to the next thing, I want to thank David because if you know anything about a treasurer position in a parish, one of the most thankless jobs, and also, we all volunteer our time in ministry. David is here weekly doing hard work and making sure that our budget is in good shape and keeping up with our numbers along with Andrea in our parish. So thank you, David, for your ministry to this place. All right, I've got an exciting report to share with you from our Director of Christian Formation. I'm going to ask Caroline to come up and share a little bit of the energy about the things that we can do to keep this growth thing going and address the challenges that we've got this year. So come on up, Caroline.
Good morning. I'm not used to having a microphone. I need everybody to crisscross applesauce, spoons in the bowl. Everybody put your eyes up here. No, I'm kidding. That is my other job, teaching kindergarten. I just want to start out by saying this has been a very exciting new position. CJ approached me probably back during the spring or in the summer and said, I am looking for somebody to do this position. We want to kind of integrate old and young. We want to kind of have everybody together. And for the most part, this will be in the place of Sunday school. and creating other larger events so we can kind of have a whole parish community. He said, I'm looking for somebody, and I'm wondering if you have anybody that in mind. And I said, I don't, but I will certainly think about it. And he said, well, what I mean by that is we need you to do it. So anyway, I was very excited to be asked. My start date was September 1st. And again, I said at this time, we're not doing a Sunday school hour anymore. We just thought that our needs may be better met by having kind of a fellowship time in this time. So we call our fellowship time the Discipleship Lounge, and we meet in here at 9:15. And a lot of people think that this is for just the kids. And it's not, it's for everybody. We've done a lot of different things in here, from blessing bags, we work on puzzles, we write cards to people in the parish. There are several other activities. We paint, we make epiphany crowns. We just do all kinds of stuff, and it's just a time for us to be together and get to know one another. Some of the bigger events that we've planned that we had in the fall were the Bucharest. Well, backing up before that, St. Columb Sunday, and that's our big kickoff to the school year. And we had an outdoor service, and that was a lot of fun. Then the Bucharest was a huge success. We dressed up, we had trunk or treat, lots of different carnival activities, and in case y'all didn't hear, there was a taco truck here. St. Nick's Sunday. We typically have had that on a nighttime event. We decided to do that Sunday morning during the service, and after that we had a potluck and a visit from Santa, and that was one of our bigger Sundays as well. The 19th of December, right before the Christmas holidays, we had a big pancake breakfast, thanks to the men's club for making those pancakes and bacon. And I'd like to think that these will all be annual events. And some of the other things that we're planning for the spring, we're looking at a pre-drawdown breakfast the week before, breakfast casseroles, and anybody that comes that morning during the Discipleship Lounge will go in a drawing for a free drawdown ticket. So other things are a Palm Sunday play, the Passover story, so we may be looking for actors for that. Of course, the Easter egg hunt and potluck that we have every year, we hope to keep that going. And just some other things are a parish-wide camp out. We thought that would be a fun Saturday night activity. We can get up and maybe cook some breakfast and have an outdoor service. Mother's Day tea is another thing that we've thought about. Again, some of these take place in the Discipleship Lounge, and some are after church, and some may be night events. But anyway, if you have any suggestions or activities or anything that you want to share with me, I am open to that. And again, I am very thankful to be here, and I am loving this job. So let me know if you have anything you want to share.
All right, y'all, we're doing super good on time. By the way, I want to, in just a moment, move to adjourn. But before I do, I like to imagine myself as Steve Jobs sometimes. And so if you ever see me in a turtleneck and jeans, that's what I'm doing. But if you remember, Steve Jobs was always famous at the end of his presentations. As he was going to finish up, he would always say, "One more thing." So I've got one more thing to share with you, and that is the work of our church communications committee. We began meeting somewhere around the spring and summer of 2021, and our first task was to try to distill all of the conversations that we had had, and I had had in 2020 about who we are as a parish, what makes us unique, and how we can communicate that better to the world, how we can distill that into something new. Can anybody here say out loud from memory the mission statement of St. Columb's Parish? Okay, yeah. I can't either, right? It's kind of long. It's it says some amazing things about who we are and how we're committed to Christ and to the world, but it doesn't stick in the same way that you would like. And so we've looked at our values, we've kind of compared notes between each other, and together we have distilled a new slogan for us, and you've seen it up here all meeting long, and we want to invite others to walk in love and walk with us. So it's an invitational slogan that's active, and it's about who we are as a loving community, and it's about our desire to bring people in to be a part of this. And if you know from the liturgy, we say that walk in love as Christ loved us and gave himself for us. So it has some of that liturgical language in it, and we want to do some fun things this year. We've got yard signs in the back, and we've got bumper stickers for you to take on your way out. Slap one of those things on your car, put one of those things in your yard, and then we're going to get y'all some T-shirts, and this is the thing that I'm excited about. We know we have St. Column's neighborhoods out there, right? We know we've got Red Eagle Circle with a few of y'all on that. We know we've got St. Colum's North and North Bay, and a lot of y'all in other neighborhoods that are together. What if you wore a shirt and went walking together? What if like you see that youth group that comes off the bus at the gas station, and you're like, oh, I must love their church, right? The same kind of thing, walking in love, walking with us. What if we all did that together in our neighborhoods? What if we proudly displayed to the communities out there, to our schools, to our workplace, and to our neighborhoods, this is who we are, we're proud of it, and we want to invite you to be a part of this loving community. So just one more thing is to say that we're doing this wonderful work. Kristen Gwynn has got us focused. Chris Brady has got his artistic direction going, and Morgan Stewart as well, who designed this wonderful logo for us. And so we're excited about that, and we hope that you will join us as we walk in love. And Keith Grant as well, who's on Facebook. Hey, Keith. He's our vestry shepherd. So we've got some good people on this job, and we're proud of the work that we've done. And so you're going to see more swag out there. And I invite you to take a bumper sticker, take a yard sign on your way out, proudly display. Let's get to this challenge and meeting this challenge together of growing as a church. And with that, I, the chair, would entertain a motion to adjourn. Oh, Kathy has said... She said one more thing. That's what she said. Okay. Yeah, okay.
I noticed that I did the same thing last year, but I think there's a need that I thank the rector for his guidance and leadership, but I'm in the office with him 4 mornings a week, Andrea and I. If you don't know Andrea, our parish administrator, she's great. Oh, golly, I'm standing on my toes. She really is. You need to come in and introduce yourself. But we watch the wheels going on round and around, and Becca, I know you do too, around and around and around. This is constant, but this is who he is, and he has fun doing it, but he loves this parish, and he loves the people in it, and he loves what it stands for. So thank you. I appreciate all that you do, and this has been another crazy year, right? Yeah. But he's guided us, he's led us, and he's going to continue to do it this year. And he is my priest, but he is my friend. And we really have a good time together. We really do. And that's what I love. When things start or stop being fun, then I'm gone, But right now, please let me stay. Thank you.
All right. right, note to self, wait to ask Kathy to do that difficult task in ministry. Okay. All right, thank you very much. I do want to say that I love you all very much, and I hope that it's a privilege to be your priest and your pastor, and if you need me at all, you guys pay for my cell phone. I don't know if you knew that, but you do, which means that you can call me anytime, and you can know my number. I'm not going to put it up on Facebook, but I will give it to you. And so please do call and let me continue this holy relationship with you. All right, we need to get ourselves prepared for church. And so with that, if there's not one more thing out there that anyone else wants to say, I will, as the chair, entertain a motion to adjourn the 2022 annual parish meeting of St. Column's Episcopal Church. There he is, my so moved guy. There he is, Tom Williams, so moved. Do I have a second? All right, I heard, I'm going to get Holly back there. Holly gave us a second. All right, all in favor? Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you in church. Cool. I hope it wasn't echoey the whole time. Yeah.